Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's edition of the Maconi Setup Shop A-Fix Tutorials. This week we're looking at the Nashville Superspeedway, so strap in and let's get to it. As always, in all these videos, we'll talk about the gearing first. I did this run in 5th gear. Lap 8, I demonstrated 4th gear and how to use it. I do think as the run goes on, if you do get late into a run, I do think you'll want to use 4th gear. For me personally, I did not find 4th gear to be faster, at least shifting down into 4th gear. I was a lot faster hot lapping and a lot more consistent running 5th gear. But I do think if you get a long run, you are going to want to use 4th gear. And 4th gear, you're downshifting into turn 1, and you can go around the rest of the speedway in 4th gear. But you'll want to be shifting around the start-finish line back into 5th gear. Otherwise, you're going to hit the chip about the end of the dog leg, and that's a long distance. While riding the rev limiter, you'll give up a lot of time. So just to keep note, lap 8, I will demonstrate the 4th gear, and there'll be an Incar of that. The rest of these laps were all done in 5th gear. The big thing for Nashville, I find, having raced here a couple times, is the closer you are to the yellow line, the more grip the car is going to have. It's like the closer you get, the more it just pulls the left sides around, and you can really feel it. This is a little too wide down here in 1. There is speed up here, so if somebody's trying to pass on the bottom, you can hold them off. It's just you're going to hurt your tires, and eventually they are going to make the pass. It's just good enough to hold somebody up. But the closer you get to the line, the better. And again, you'll feel that down here in turn 1. You can see like a little seam. There's a small little lane between the yellow line and the racetrack, lower than, like, you want to be lower than what I was right there. Like I said, the closer you get to it, the faster you're going to go because there's more grip. And it's the same thing in 3 and 4 as well. The closer you get to the line, the more grip there is closer to the line, the more it's going to pull the race car around. Another big thing to touch base on, the bump in 3 and 4. Now, we've talked before about how this car really handles the bumps. It doesn't handle the bumps very well, obviously. There is a bump in 3 and 4. I find that you really want to wait until you're hitting it or just past it to get back in the gas. Okay? If you're in the gas too soon and you got a lot of wheel into the car, when you hit that bump, it really upsets the car. You're going to chase it up the racetrack or spin out. One time I got into a little 4-wheel slide and hit the wall off of 4. It was one of my first laps, and it's because I forgot about the bump. But going over it just becomes repetition. You can start building throttle before it, and as soon as you hit that bump, once you're past it, you're good to get on the gas. You should be fine. Again, tire depending, traffic depending, but just be wary of the bump. You want to make sure that you're nice and slow, not overdriving the corner, because if you catch that bump the wrong way, it's really going to upset the car. You can build a little throttle before it, but I would recommend waiting until you hit the bump and then get on the gas. Okay. The arc is everything. This isn't a racetrack where you want to drive it straight to the line, which makes it tough to get down to the line. Like if you shallow it, you're just going to give up so much time and speed on entry. You want that big wide arc so that you can carry the corner speed, because this racetrack, for a super speedway, it's obviously not very fast. The corner speeds are pretty slow. So you want to carry as much corner speed as you can, right? So you're going to want that arc, and you got to find that timing to get down to the line. Okay? Very important. Again, it's difficult when you're passing, and I think that's another aspect where you'll want to use 4th gear is for passing. Most of your passes typically get made on the bottom. If your tires are a lot better than somebody and you get to their outside, it shouldn't be too difficult to complete the pass just because of the tire advantage. They're not going to be able to get on the gas as smoothly and easily as you are, so you should be able to use the top, pinch them down, and take your momentum and drive off the corner. We will switch here to the in-car so that you guys can get the in-car perspective. We'll talk about braking zones, and we'll also, this is the lap that we do the shifting. So once I'm flush with this wall, that's where I like to get on the brakes and shift. If you find that you have to do it at those blue signs as the wall becomes flush, that's okay. It's not a bad thing to brake early for these corners as long as you're getting the arc and getting down to this line. There's the bump that we were talking about. And again, this lap was in fourth gear just to show you what fourth gear would look like. I don't think you're going to be in fourth gear all the way around the racetrack because of where the rev limiter is. You're going to give up a ton of time going into turn one, but you can hold it the rest of the racetrack. Okay, same thing for turn three. Once we get past this blue sign, it's another great spot to do your braking. Again, nice wide arc, down to the yellow line, smooth on the gas, and get that drive off. Alright everyone, that'll do it for this week's video. I feel like I've touched on everything that I wanted to touch on. If there's any questions, comments, or concerns, something that I didn't touch on that you'd like clarification on, please leave a comment down below. If you find that this video is helpful, as always, please consider leaving a like. And if you're not already subscribed to the Maconi YouTube page, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can see these videos every Monday once they're posted. Alright, best of luck this week, and we'll see you on the track.